Yeah, decent like this. Just sitting there like this.
The spatula knife or knife
Anyway,
microphone.
so pretty much what we're gonna talk about is because we know a lot of people are probably going through depression or you're gonna go through depression. The steps we took individually to overcome depression, and it was just like a lot. Pretty much how she's seen me from my point of view and things I was doing that wasn't helping me, and things that she's seen change that kind of helped me out of it, and for me, vice versa. You want to go first?
No.
No. Okay, I'll give you the rundown of the story. So basically, around the time when we got married back in 2022, we
2023.
2023
February.
February 2023. We got into credit card debt. It was a mixture of doing a lot of different things, putting other people first on top of a little unresponsible spending, doing a lot of handouts and nothing in return and whatnot. Long story short, it ended up in credit card debt between both of us. And also, at the same time, we had just got married. At this time, we were trying to start doing content. We were doing a lot of content, but we both didn't have a job. Why didn't you have a job?
Because Marshmallow got stolen.
Oh, yeah, she lost her job because our dog got stolen. I didn't lose my job. I quit my job because I had just got off of work comp for like a year of work comp, and I didn't want to go back to that job, and I just wanted to make content. And in my brain, it was like, before you know it, you'll have an income off content. And it didn't work as fast as I wanted it to on top of bad spending habits. So yeah, before we knew it, we were in a bit of a pickle. In the depression stage, it kind of like slowly got into it. It was like the optimism was here and depression was like nowhere to be found at first. And then before you knew it, my optimism started falling because thing after thing started happening, whether it was someone needed me for this to give them money or me feeling the need to give this person money, or the more and more things that started to add up, the further and further I felt myself starting to slide down the slide of like depression. And anyone who knows me knows I work out all the time. I went from like working out like 7 days a week to not at all for like months. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. It felt weird. Like my body felt glued to the pillow in the bed. We got to the point where we watched everything, literally everything we could have watched on TV.
We started rewatching Jersey Shore.
Yeah, like we started rewatching a show that came out when we were kids. It got that bad for me to go from this person with high energy and motor that always does a bunch and does way too much to someone who couldn't even get out of bed. What was that like?
Don't do that.
I'm pointing the mic toward you.
Seeing you completely like decline. I mean, I would always try and be like not inspirational, but like positive, like send you a positive text randomly.
It used to make me so mad when you used to send them texts, and I don't even know why. I've always been so optimistic, and in the midst of me being optimistic, she was being negative before that. So then by the time I got negative, she turned to being optimistic.
It's because I realized that like it was my turn to be that for you. I tried.
I get why you're saying that. But it was like a lot of the times my brain is in a different reality, as in like I kind of visualize myself already being where I want to be in life. So to have someone like her, she's like the polar opposite, which is someone who literally lives in the now, brings up every little thing because of her anxiety. It was like me dreaming and then her saying, you got to watch what you do there. It was almost like a parent. It's not a bad thing, but I think your optimism or your encouragement didn't work at all because literally for months before that, you were the total opposite. Like it felt like you were just trying to get me out of a funk. Like it didn't feel like you felt what you were saying. I'm being honest. It didn't feel like you felt.
You're basically telling me I felt like I was fake.
I'm not saying you were actually being fake. I'm saying that's what it felt like to me. Did you actually believe the things you were saying, or were you just trying to bring me out of a funk?
No, I was believing the things that I was saying, like because I started seeing the vision.
Oh, so she was just a little late comer into the vision.
Sure.
How it affected her. I think it.
But like I was trying to do that, like be positive. I think maybe that's why it felt fake, because like I was also like kind of depressed as well, and trying to like still randomly find positivity to give to you.
I think what really made me start to decline, it not only felt like my optimism was like way too high, or I was putting too much faith in God. That's what it felt like. It felt like I was putting too much faith in him, but it started dawning on me. It wasn't that I was putting too much faith in God. It was that I was making the wrong decisions based off of a reality that I wasn't already in. He gives me options, spend money, budget money, like how to use your money. And I was choosing like, people need it, let's just give. And I think that's one thing that I work on every single day is trying not to give too much when your cup isn't even full. Hearing it over and over, me and her talk about it all the time, is just wait until your cup is overflowing. You have to fill yourself up all the way before you can give to others. Throughout the whole depression process, I pretty much would say that all I could do was pray every day, every night and every day, whether it was praying to wake me up the next day or whether it was praying for us to just get out of the situation, or whether it was praying for whatever you have to take from me to give to her to get her out the situation, do it. It was just one of those situations where it was like I almost basically gave up. I'm at the point where we've been going through this for, what was it, like 5 or 6 months? It was right around the time when I was about to get my CDL. So it was like at least 4 or 5 months by then that we were really like going through it. And I was just finally like, all right, I'm at the point where it's just like, I'm at rock bottom. As I'm Googling statistics of getting out of debt, out of credit card debt, it's like, it was just telling me like most people spend 15 to 30 years to their whole life trying to get out of credit card debt, all these different things. And I'm just like, I just feel like I kept seeing most people, not every single person. Like, I feel like if I could make the right changes, if we can make the right changes, then we could be that 1 little percent that make it out of there. Then I just started praying for income that could help us do that. I was working a job. I think 1 week I had worked like, it was like 65 hours, something wild. And I was just like, wow, I can get paid. And I was just like, wow, like if I could make this type of money as a regular job, we could like, I started doing the calculations, like we could actually get out of debt like very soon. That's when I was like, all right, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. As I'm praying for income that's going to help me get out of my comfort zone and make us more money to get us out of debt. That's when I heard that they were paying for CDL school. I was like, well, that's literally everything I've been praying for, so let me go for it. Fast forward from going through CDL school, and about 2 years or a year and a half later of being in CDL school, we were smiling again, and we were actually starting to dream a little bit and starting to post again. We thought, I don't know if did you think we'd ever post again?
No, honestly.
Did you think we'd just like stay off the radar and just live our life?
Yeah. Honestly, at the rate that you were going.
Actually, I did. Because like, at
one point I did think that.
I didn't even want to look at my camera gear. I didn't even post on social media for 2 years. I didn't answer a person's phone call. I didn't show up to anyone's birthday. I didn't tell anyone I had birthday, nothing. Like, I was just completely out of the loop. I thought I'd never post again. I thought I'd never really show my face again. But then I was like, we live in Iowa, so eventually we're going to bump into people. Every time we did bump into people, that's what they would always say. Like, I haven't heard from you in so long, and I thought you moved away. Asking us a bunch of questions. And that's when I realized I couldn't run from it. Everyone's already saying, not necessarily that I'm still posting, but that I'm doing good because of the posting that we were doing. But they're also saying, why did you stop posting? And after hearing why did you stop posting 30,000 times from every single person that I talked to, I was getting signs. And I like reading the room, reading the world, reading the messages that life's giving me. And it was just like, all right, let's start slightly posting. I don't even remember what the first thing that we posted. It was like right around the time when we started going to the fair. It was like right around the time when we started going to the fair. And we just started posting a little bit here and there. Oh, it was me I was talking to Brady, and I was like, I'm going to start posting on TikTok. Like, I'm just going to start, and we'll just see how it goes.
Oh, yeah, you made a random TikTok video, huh?
Yeah, I made like 2 TikTok videos, and the second video hit like 1.8 million, and I was like, all right, I'm actually going to start posting now. Like, it was just a sign that this is actually something you're supposed to be doing. That was literally 2 videos in after saying I'm going to do it. And from there, I never really stopped. I kind of been back on my hamster wheel ever since then. I'd say the thing that posting does for me is it lets me be vulnerable. I'm not always vulnerable with her. Like, there's not everything that my mind wants to talk about comes out in the moment when it's supposed to. Sometimes I'll think about wanting to talk about something and I'll forget. But as soon as I start talking to the camera, the things will come out. And that's part of just like letting out your creativity, your vulnerability and whatnot. And I think that's what posting does for me. To get back to the point, the reason we got out of depression was faith, consistency, going to work, putting our head down. Every single dollar that we made, we put it toward our debt, just watching it slowly start to decline and decline and decline.
Like, we went hard though, because we like didn't eat out for like, I feel like a few months.
It was like no eating out at all. And then even when we ate out, we kind of felt bad.
Yeah.
Like we were sitting there asking each other, like, we're wild and like we need.
This is a crazy expense.
Yeah, like we'll spend like $20 and be like, no, we don't need to do this again for a long time. Like I think that's what getting us in debt did to us though. It made us appreciate money so much that even now, 2 years later, it feels so weird spending money. I'm not oblivious to know like certain things we have to spend money on. Or like investing in yourself. There's certain stuff that I'm just like, that's something we have to spend it on for the future. But then it's like, we've never been shopping addicts. Like, we weren't really addicts, but we don't have the same habits as we used to. Like, I used to buy shoes like every other weekend or every week. You know what I mean? I don't do that anymore. Or buy clothes randomly, sporadically throughout the year for every season. I don't do that anymore. She doesn't do it anymore. Literally every time.
I did that.
Every time we go to the store, we just sit there and we're just like, I don't want to spend money. It's like, I don't know. It's like we could have like 5 things in our hand we're about to take out. We're about to go to the.
Any reason to put
we find any reason to just be like, let's sit and wait on it. And then we just never go back and buy it. But it's a good thing because it's teaching us how to make the money work or budget the money that we have now. I mean, I like it. I can't wait until we can spend more frugally. Like, yeah, I want that too. But like,
I don't know what that was, but don't do it again.
I'm proud of us because to know what we had to do and to be in the timeline where we knew like we're at the beginning of getting out of debt and to just put our head down and go from like depressed all the time to slowly we're starting to like see smiles on each other's faces. Like it got to the point where it was just like our house felt like depression, to the point where like when you leave for work you don't even want to come back home right away because you're just like, I just need to sit in the car and breathe, like before I go into the depression household. Like it's crazy to think that we made all the right move. He guided us through the whole thing from the house we were living in into an apartment. Even when we were living in the house, we wanted to live in San Diego. That's where we went for our honeymoon. For us to have to go through everything we've gone through to be here. What?
Correct, you'd say, well, that in Dubai.
Yeah, San Diego and Dubai were our honeymoon. But San Diego was the first location we went to.
Yeah. And
that was a place we were walking and we decided like we should raise a family here and move here. But that we said all that while we were in debt to put our head down for 2 years and finally be in this moment. Like it's really surreal to think that life is good. You know, you might not be exactly where you thought you'd be at this age or this part of your life, but we manifested where we're at now. My advice to you guys, if you're going through depression or you feel stuck in life and you're trying to figure out how to get out of your situation and get to where you want to be, is set a goal.
Like budget, you mean, or like?
No, I mean not even just a budget. I mean like, because this person might not be going through credit card debt. They know where they want to be, but they don't know how to get there. Having an idea and executing, because that's the biggest thing. Everyone has ideas, but the execution's the hardest part. So what I'll say is set a goal. If it has to do with you developing yourself, get off social media for at least a year or two and really just put your head down.
Just like off the grid, like just keep
off the grid, off social media, all of it. Stop going out to the bars, stop being online all the time, debating with people. Stop letting other people's opinions and voices cloud the voices in your head and your judgment. Just go tunnel vision for 2 years and save your money, and then you really start realizing like I have options now. That's like the hardest part about depression, is that you don't really have too many options. You know, you feel like I only have one option right now. The more freedom you allow yourself to have based off of saving money and getting away from noises and voices. Once you stop caring about what people think, you really start to open up your mind and be like, what do we call it? Like we're in an NPC world. It's just us two and everyone else is just like walking around. A simulation, like literally like a video game. And like no one really cares about what's going on in my life besides me. So it's really just up to me to change the things that I have going on. That's my challenge to you, that if you're going through depression and you want to find a way out of it, first ask God for help. That's step 1. Step 2 is to isolate yourself so that you can find yourself and you can listen to him. Seek spiritual help. That's what worked for me, at least. Execute in consistency. Do the same things every single day. Find a routine that's going to help get you to where you want to go. That's the hardest thing for anyone. Whether that's stop putting bad things in your body so that your mind and your body can finally be clean so you can think the right way. That helped me. Definitely helped her. It's a long process, but It's worth it. To be living here, like coming from the Midwest, this is like heaven on earth, like literally. You wake up to palm trees, the option to go to the beach every single day, the option to go to any new location that you've never explored. Like it's like a new adventure. It's like a movie or something. Like it's crazy. In order for you to get to where you want to be, make a plan, execute, and stay grounded. Just be a good person, really. That's the end of our little rant. I'd say if you are going through any depression, people do care about you. Definitely should not do the wrong thing in that situation, and always try and stay positive and reach out to people who are positive. That's probably going to be the biggest thing that gets you out of your situation, is to reach out to people who are positive and actually want to see you do good. Put yourself first. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're going through anything, reach out for help. You got anything to say? Nothing?
This is not an actual microphone.
Thank you for watching.